Hi friends, I'm going to introduce you to the Graduate Management Admission Test today, short GMAT, which is the test that you require to get into the MBA programs, and right now it is used by most top schools in the world. GMAT is a computer adaptive test where each question answering correct or wrong in each question decides the next question. So if you happen to ace 10 questions in a row correct, you'll be getting a progressively harder 11th question, whereas if you score badly in the first 10 questions, you will be getting slightly easier questions from then, and your score will also be slightly reduced. So GMAT is a computer adaptive test where the computer constantly learns what your aptitude is. So this is quite different from the paper-based test you might have been used to before. Adaptive test. So it also means that you cannot skip questions. All the questions are multiple choice questions and you cannot skip questions. And you are penalized for not attempting a question. So you must make sure you don't skip anything here and try to write all the questions. Now there are three parts to the GMAT test. The first is the quantitative section or the mathematics section. Quantitative section. The second is the verbal section or the English section. And the third is the analytical writing. Which is an essay that you will be writing, and it is scored separately. So three parts. Now let's get to the quantitative part. So the quantitative part tests your math skills. They are not too advanced. It just requires you to apply your common sense and your high school mathematics, nothing at the graduate level. And it comprises of two sections. One is the problem solving part, which is plain solving a math problem, mostly simple numerical problems. And second is more harder, the data sufficiency problem. So where you are required to identify whether enough data is there in the choices to answer a question that is given. We will come back to that part later. There will be about 37 questions that you need to answer in 75 minutes. And you will be given a score of 60 based on how you answer these 37 questions. So let me repeat. The quantitative part comprises of two sections, the problem solving part and the data sufficiency part. Together it is about 37 questions that you will take 75 minutes to write, and the score is for 60. Now the second section is the verbal section. This comprises of three subsections. The first is the sentence correction. The sentence correction deals with English grammar. So you will be given an incorrect sentence and you will be asked to identify the portion that is incorrect. Sometimes the sentence might not contain anything incorrect, but in any case you need to identify that. Actually, sentence correction, I made a mistake in my own sentence. The second part is the critical reasoning. So here your logical skills are tested. where you will be given a passage and asked to um, I, uh, so you will be tested on your logical part. We'll be coming to this part a bit later. And the third is the reading comprehension. So this is where you will be given a large passage and questions will be asked from this passage. The verbal section contains about 41 questions that you need to answer in 75 minutes. And again, the score is out of 60. Right. So the verbal section comprises of 3 parts: the sentence correction, critical reasoning, and the reading comprehension. And together it is about 41 questions that you need to answer in 75 minutes. So there are 4 more questions in verbal than in the quantitative part, but still the number of points given is the same. Now the third part is the analytical writing assessment. Here you will be given a topic and asked to write an essay on it. Typically it would be like a 4 to 5 paragraph essay, and you are tested on your vocabulary, though you don't need to use any flowery words. Just use good vocabulary that is expected of a college graduate. Second is your grammar, and third and most importantly, it stresses your writing skills. So how you give satisfactory arguments that support your point. So the writing skills are taken. So the 3 main parts. The score you are scored out of 6.0 in increments of 0.5. Typically people score between 5 to 6 if you write good. Now so we have seen the quantitative part. Second is the verbal, and these two are scored out of 60. And these two scores are together form the total score, which is for 800. So they have an algorithm that does this does mash these two scores together, the quantitative score and the verbal score together, and it gives you the total score for 800. And then the analytical writing scores are reported separately. But the most important score is the total score, the 800 score, though good schools also look at the other 3 scores that is reported by the GMAT. Now the average is between 500 to 540 in a GMAT test, though good schools require somewhere around 680 to 750 as the minimum GMAT score. So you should be attempting something between 680 to 750 if you are trying for the top scores. That's it for the first part. In the next parts, we will be looking at each of these